No, he wouldn't. Hey, welcome to the green room.
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
It's kind of the red room today.
Oh, why? Because the Phillies. Look at you, all Phillied up. It is. I was not expecting the Elliott Shore Park's biggest Phillies fan turn.
I think I'm gonna go buy a Phillies hat.
You should.
Like one of
I mean, you're all it. I do think there's a good angle for you. Now that everyone's down on the Phillies, you're like, wait a minute.
Well, we'll save it for
rah
the
rah,
start of the
baby.
pod.
All right, yeah, this is our MLB pod.
I have like the reason. I have like the reason to believe in the Phillies.
Okay, good. I love it. All right, so let's roll. Right. Everyone ready? Okay. Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. Ellie Shore Parks, James Seltzer with you. It's MLB Over-Unders Day.
It's better than opening.
I've been texting with Drew from Westchester this morning. He's all
fired.
Have you?
Oh, it was Drew so funny.
Fired up. I love it.
It's funny you say that because I was actually thinking Drew would be like a good guest.
Drew is so excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Drew did his own MLB Over-Unders. He's got a whole list and stuff too.
I'm trying to think of what I can contribute, but I guess it'll just be random
vibes.
Yeah, vibes.
Well, so and that's the thing that Drew and I talked about this year is that because of the Super Bowl, and I think this is happening with, we'll get to the Phillies and as we talk about this and your reason for excited, I think a lot of people have like kind of not been as excited for the start of the season because we're still basking on it. This year, my MLB Over-Unders, all vibes.
You feel good?
But no, I'm saying it's all vibes.
Okay,
and
just guessing.
I'm saying, not guessing. It's
right.
I am obsessed with baseball.
You're not
I follow
putting
the
too
league.
much
I know all the
thought
players.
Into it. It's mostly just
like most years. I will really do. I will do some work on.
You're shooting.
I will really break it down and what I think. This year, it's a lot of feels.
I think that's the better way.
Yeah,
to do
I feel good
things.
about it.
Honestly,
as far as it goes.
I remember in high school,
just living. Well, it's funny because this is the way Zoe walks around the street, like just pure vibes. Like she'll walk the dog with me,
right?
And she'll just go wherever she wants, and I'll be like, "Bro, we're going that way," and it's the same walk around the block that we do.
I was
going to
say there can't be much
every
variation.
time. It's like, well, I'm just going to go this way now, and it's like vibes. So she lives off vibes.
In high school, when I had a test like that, I knew I wasn't going to do well on. Like I would just not study and feel like I'd rather just go into the classroom confident that maybe I'll do well as opposed to knowing I don't know.
I'm guessing that didn't go well.
Well, I passed. I mean,
yeah, you're here now.
High school.
I
wouldn't say every test.
Worked out.
But I think there is something to just feeling more confident than not knowing what you don't know.
I like that. It's all about vibes.
Exactly right.
All right. So this is the Bet Parks Picks Pod, our
Speaking
annual MLB Over-Unders. You want to start with this? You want to go with vibes?
I
okay. You want to wait till we get to the Phillies?
No.
Okay. Just do it. Do it.
I have found the reason to believe in the Phillies. And I want everyone to know, I believe this in my core. Like, this is not a bit. I firmly believe people should be excited about this. So I heard yesterday, the rumor is, the Phillies led
spring training
in walks.
They did.
It is the exact
oh God, you're going
to Jalen Hurts training camp stats. It is. Going into the Eagles season this past year, the biggest question I would say is like, Jalen, how's he going to play? He's going to take care of the ball. And we all remember he's at the franchise record.
We all remember.
For consecutive passes in a training camp without an interception. And then what happened? He had a career low in interceptions. He won the Super Bowl and he won Super Bowl MVP. So obviously we saw in training camp, he was ready for a special season. History in training camp, history in the regular season, history in the postseason. The Phillies' biggest question is the chase rate. Like, that is it. That is kind of the question, right? Like, we know the pitching staff will be good. I guess the
bullpen's a bit of a question.
But the lineup, like, will hit, right? So the biggest question is just come playoff time or in the, like, will they chase? And we just saw in spring training, they led the league in walks. Like, if that's not a mentality thing, I don't know what is. And now look, here's the other thing I'll say. We remember Jalen got off to a slow start with the turnover. Right? So if it's like a month into the season, whatever, and they're chasing, like, everyone relax. Like, they are not going to be the same at the plate this year. Like, we saw it in spring training. So I am all in on this.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if they'll win the World Series, but because the Dodgers are really good, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But like, I think this is such an incredibly encouraging sign. And so I'm like full in.
So spring training doesn't matter.
That's what people said about the training camp stats.
But I will say, look, I like seeing it. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Well, let me ask you this.
What
do
you
you think?
Just historically, spring training performance doesn't translate.
What people said about
Major League
camp.
I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this. What do you think?
I do like seeing it, though. Like,
what do you think is more indicative of future success? What happens in spring training or what happens in
training camp? I think spring training means nothing. So, like, again, I think there's certain things you can look for. Like I said, like Jose Alvarado throwing 101. That's something you could see with your eyes. You'd be like, wow, look at that. Like, he looks good again. pitchers, especially with pitchers. Like I think you can see like the stuff is better, the velocity is higher. Oh, they developed a new pitch. Like I think that stuff matters. Like stats don't matter to me.
So here's where I would push back a little bit. One, I think like an individual stat, like if a batter hits like 400 in spring training, like I don't know, like maybe he'll start the season.
It means nothing.
Maybe he'll start the season hot, but I don't think that's like indicative. But I think when the entire team leads the spring training and walks, that is a clear mentality. That is like they are stressing it. Now, I know some of those players won't even play, but like
it's easy to do something in spring training and maybe not transfer it to the regular season when guys are throwing the real stuff. When guys are coming,
I agree.
Again, you face pitchers who are like, I'm working on my curveball today, so I'm just going to throw curveballs. Like far more often than I would throw a curveball in a real baseball game.
And then we'll start. But like, I think drawing walks is a complete mentality thing, and clearly it's something.
Look, I like that. It's a good thing.
I
don't hate it. I just don't. I don't translate it to it means that they're going to do it in the regular
season. And the last thing is, I actually think spring training, since they're real games, is maybe a little more indicative than training camp. But you would know more about this than me.
I don't think either is indicative. I think they don't matter.
We just saw. Just saw.
No, we didn't.
This Lombardi around the room is a good indication.
I don't think it had anything to do with it.
Yeah, we should
nothing to do with it.
We should get a Lombardi and put it there. By the way,
it's a great idea.
There has to be like a replica.
Of course there are. Tucker
I get 2 of them. Whenever Tucker leans in, I know he's about to look something up.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, let's dive in because we got a lot of over-unders to get through. All right. Again, eye test vibes.
Also, we have a request for the Baccarat song. Our first request.
What?
Yeah.
Are you taking requests?
I'm taking requests.
You are?
Yeah. If anyone has a request for a
this
song,
was open to requests.
Yeah. It was a special listener.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. After you tell me the listener.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Let's dive in. Alphabetical order by team place is how they're listed.
Think you could guess the teams in alphabetical order?
I couldn't guess them, but I know all
Arizona
the teams.
has to. Arizona.
Look at you. I know all the teams, so I could do it.
Right.
Like I could write it out for sure and figure it out. Be like, oh no, that goes in front of that and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah,
maybe I'll try it.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, it'll take too long.
All right, why don't you try and guess each time we go?
That's what I'm saying. Right?
Okay, all right, good. So Arizona is first.
Yes. I don't want to do this. I'm going to be bad at it.
Their over-under is 87.5. I really like the over here.
Yeah?
Yeah. They basically are the same team as last year, but they added Corbin Burns, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball. I just think they're good. I think the Diamondbacks are a really good baseball team. They're well put together.
They didn't make the playoffs last year.
No, but they won 89 games. So they would have gone over last year, the number for this year, and they got better this year.
My worry would just be they had their
lost
Mickey
Christian
Mouse
Walker,
run,
which
and the next year they fall down.
No, they're good. Well, they didn't, though. They were 84 wins.
They didn't make the playoffs.
So they had more wins last year than they did. We're just talking about the regular season. I don't care about.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I get it.
Right. I'm talking about how many games do they win. That's all I care. I don't care if they make the playoffs. They can win 90 games and miss the playoffs as far as I care. My point is they had more wins last year than the year before when they went to the World Series.
So you like those.
They've improved 2 years in wins. I think they're better. I know they lost Christian Walker, but I think adding Burns makes them better. All right. The next one. You would never guess this because they don't have a home. It's just the Athletics is next.
Wait, they're not listed with the city?
No, it's the only team that is just listed
going
by
into
the
this
team.
year, they are not.
So they're in Sacramento, but the point is they are just because Sacramento is not their long-term home. They are the Athletics.
I wonder if this is the first time in history.
Maybe it's interesting.
I mean, really? Like I know teams have played another, but they've always been referred to as that team.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just call them the Oakland
Sacramento.
Athletics, like, who cares?
Can't do that.
Well,
call them Vegas if they're going to Vegas.
Yeah, I agree. Call them Vegas if that's where they're going.
Over under 72.5. I'm going to take the under. I don't feel incredibly strongly about it. It just feels like too many. They went from 50 to 69 last year, so they had a nice jump, and they spent money this offseason. I just don't really love the way they spent money. You know, they gave Luis Severino $3 or $67 million. That was way too much money.
They have that one reliever I know.
The
Phillies almost traded for.
Dude, but you don't know him.
Well, I could picture him. I don't know what his name is. Yeah.
What if I give you his initials? You think you get it?
No shot.
No.
Well, maybe.
MM.
No.
Mason Miller is his name.
Yeah. Oh, that is it.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
Yes, that is it. Believe it or not.
Philly should get him.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
He's very good. All right. So I have the under for the Athletics. Atlanta Braves. 92.5.
So, I don't want to ruin is that the highest in the division?
It is the highest.
Okay.
Yes. I don't feel great about this. I'm going to go under a slight
under.
I
would go under too. I know last year everyone goes like, well, the injuries, and that is true.
Oh, yeah. And they still won 89 games last year with the injuries. That's what makes me nervous. They went 104, 101, 104, 89. But here's the thing. Strider, Acuna, both not ready to start the year.
Right.
They're going to take a little time to get going. They're going to take a little time to get on a roll. I think they win like 90 or 91. Like, I wouldn't bet this one. I think they'll be close to it, but I'm going to take the under on it. Also, because I just think that, look, they won the World Series when they won like 88 games, and then 101, 104 they lost. I think they know they don't need to go as hard during the regular season.
Forgettable World Series.
Yeah.
It wasn't the COVID year, was it?
2021.
Who won it the COVID year?
The Dodgers. That is the most forgettable one.
See, now what helps them is they won last year.
Well, of course. Yeah. No, it was a Mickey Mouse. They didn't. It was a Mickey Mouse.
But I think winning a real one then makes that one a little.
Agree with you. I don't disagree. All right. Keep it rolling. Baltimore, 87.5.
Our boy,
Justin Richmond. I was like, what do you mean our boy? I was just totally focused on players.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Gregory Soto is real. He's not our boy. Shout out to Justin Richmond. I love that guy. All right. I will take, sorry, Justin, the under slightly. This is another one.
What was it?
It was 87.5. This one I don't feel great about either. It just feels like a bit of a transition year for the O's. They were 101 and 91 the last 2 years, but they didn't sign Corbin Burns. They let him walk away. Their pitching staff is
not good.
Rough, man. Basically, they were like, we have all these young future stud players. We're not going to put a pitching staff together for them. So
I do think
I think the Orioles are going to like a bit of a down year. I think like 85, 86. So I don't love it as a bet, but I'll take the other.
I've become more of a pitcher's man.
I love that about
like you. I'm all offense. Right?
It's the same thing as a bucket boy in babasketball.
But I'm like now the reverse of that. I think I'm more of a pitcher's man in baseball.
Look at you.
I'll decide by the end of the pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all waiting with beta.
I'm probably going to pick hitters. I think
we all know a 1-0 game or a 10-9 game. You're always going to pick the 10-9 game. Yeah.
Pitching's important.
I just think what it is over time you become a baseball.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
We saw my Jalen
inside baseball, behind the dugout, all
Domes.
that stuff. Yeah, don't rein it in. Rein it in.
Literally.
All right. Next one. Boston. 86.5. I'm taking a risk here.
Dude, it's crazy. Oh, God.
I'm going over.
How do they suck? Like, I don't
they
get
won
it.
78 and 81 the last 2 years.
Are they just not spending money anymore? Like,
they weren't spending money. They were not spending money. They traded
How?
Mookie Betts, first and foremost, which was when the franchise began.
I would have thought they were like a top 3 valued franchise.
So basically what they did is they won 4 World Series, and their owners were like, you know what? I care more about my English soccer team. I care more about making money on this.
They won 4 World Series?
They won 4 World Series, yes. I think he was like, you know what? I care more about making money than about winning. And they went about it that way. I don't want to pay Mookie Betts $400 million.
Like, I could see if you were running like
it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's the Red
Sox. In Boston,
Sox.
They've gotten destroyed for it.
I can't imagine.
So this is the first offseason they've started to go for it again. They traded for Garrett Crochet. They signed Alex Bregman. They have 3 of the top 15 or 20 hitting prospects in baseball. Yeah, but it was a 3-year deal. I think it was actually a really good deal. I would have taken Bregman on the deal they signed him to. I agree. I'm not like a huge Bregman guy anymore, but I think they're going to go over. I kind of like what Boston has going on. It feels like a bounce up year for Boston. So again,
they have to be good.
None of these are my favorites, but I do like I like the Arizona one the most of the ones we've done so far. All right, let's keep it rolling. The Cubs, 87.5. I love this bet. I don't get it at all.
Me either.
I'm going strong under. They won 83 each of the last 2 years. I know they traded for Kyle Tucker. I love Kyle Tucker. That's my guy. I want the Phillies to sign him as offseason. Big fan. I still think Kyle Tucker's enough to kind of lift this team over. I love the under.
How much do you think
now the division scares you because it's so even throughout? But
so you know how if let's say the Giants traded for Patrick Mahomes, right? Like their over under would probably go up. I don't know, 5 games. You know, something large.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think?
Not Russell Wilson.
Yeah, not. Would you see it stayed at 3.5?
That's amazing. Funny. Yeah.
But
that's a bit of a Mickey Mouse thing. Real books don't put out the numbers.
No, I know, but whatever. So how much do you think a great player in baseball is worth in terms of over under games?
Oh, I don't know. Like
3, 4, or is it like large?
So so it depends. Like it depends how much you value WAR and that type of stuff. Like the best players are like for a season, like a 5 or a 6 or a 7. Like Shohei Ohtani gets higher than that. Like Mike Trout in his best years get higher than that. So it's like, somewhere between 5 and 6 total wins. But again, it's also not 1 for 1. They're usually adding a player in that position who is worth something in this. So I would guess the best players in baseball somewhere between 4 and 6 wins, maybe something like that, maybe 8. I don't know.
Good to know.
And but it's all depending on who they fill with and backfill. All right, let's keep it rolling. Another of my favorites, poor Chicago. I'm very down on Chicago. Yeah. The White Sox. It's 54.5. Now I know that seems low.
The lowest?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
It's the lowest by 8 games.
Wow.
So but they won 41 games last year. Now, I know it's the worst record we've ever seen.
Under.
I'm going under. Yeah, they're not 14 wins better than they were last year. I would
agree with that.
They didn't do anything. Like, they're the same team as last year.
I would be curious to know historically how many times the team that has the lowest over-under goes over.
It's a great
Like
question.
if you were viewed as the worst, how often?
That's a great. I'd be interested in that too.
Tucker.
Tucker. But yeah, I love the under for the White Sox again. I don't think they'll win 41 games again, but I think they'll probably win like 48 or 50. Like they're gonna be horrible. All right, let's keep it rolling. So this is one that I went a little back and forth on, but there's only one reason. So I initially went through it and I was like stone cold over.
Yep.
And then I found something out that made me doubt it, but I'm going to stick with the over. So Cincinnati 80.5. I'm going to go over. They won 82 2 years ago, 77 last year. They've been right around there. They got the best manager in baseball. I think Terry Francona has been and is the best manager in baseball. Wow. Bruce Bochy, the only other one. I think Bochy and Francona a cut above everyone else.
The big red machine.
So I think bringing they're back. I think bringing Tito in makes a big difference. I think Ellie Dela Cruz, Matt McClain, they got some dudes who are young who are going to take a step forward. I know you know that too.
Well, I'm a big
Ellie Dela Cruz guy. Here's my big issue with the Reds. I just found out that Austin Hayes is starting for them.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the reaction I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was all in on the over.
Bad vibes.
So it was one of my favorite overs. Now it's just a soft over, let's say.
So you're still taking the over.
I'm going to take the over. I believe in Terry Francona more than I don't believe in Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes is replaceable. Francona's there.
Yeah.
But I don't feel as good about it as I did earlier. I'll bring you a note. All right, so this is my favorite one out of all. Okay. My top one. It's the one I would bet on the most. Honestly, it makes no sense to me. Like I can't rationalize it. The Cleveland Guardians, who won 92 games last year, who have won 90 or more games 6 of the last 8 seasons, and in 2020 we're on pace for over 100, are at 82.5. It's like the craziest number I've seen.
What does Vegas know?
No, it's just
but I just feel like if this was a line in a football game, we would be like,
You're right. But they did the same thing last year to Cleveland. This is a looking at the roster and not looking at the organization.
Anti-Guardians team.
The Guardians just find ways to win. They win on the margins. Like their pitching staff's going to be awesome again. It's guys you haven't heard of. Gavin Williams. Get ready to know the guy.
What do you think which team is more Angels in the outfield? The Guardians or the Angels?
Great question.
I kind of think the Guardians.
Yeah, I think it's the Guardians.
Yeah,
the Angels. We'll get to the Angels.
Yeah.
I'm taking the over.
For Mike Trout,
I freaking love the over here. I can't believe it's 82.5 to slap in Cleveland's face.
Yeah. Also ridiculous. They're called the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah, I don't know if they are
should
anymore.
Be up with the A's.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
We'll get to them. All right, let's keep it rolling. Another one I wouldn't bet my own money on, but since we take all of these,
right,
I'll do it. The Rockies over is 61.5. I'm going to go with the slightest of overs. So they won 61 exactly last year, 59 the year before that.
Good number.
68. Yeah, you're right. You go 59. I think about that every time I say it. 68, 74 the 2 years before that. So they were well over it in those years. I like some of the young guys they have. I like Brendan Doyle a lot. I think that dude's going to turn into a really good player. They got this first baseman, Mike Toglia, who might be all right. There's some upside there with him.
Nothing like some good upside.
Their shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar.
Wow.
Guy
the
can
amount
play
of
a little
players
bit.
you know is crazy.
Play a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I heard there was some baseball fantasy controversy, by the way.
There was.
Yeah. Involving you, right?
Oh, no. That was not controversy. It was that I got my keeper in late and that they kept picking the keeper. That's not controversy. It's just annoyance of a draft.
All right. I don't know anything about it. I was just
felt like
your
controversy.
Perspective. Yeah, it was.
Did they make it seem like
played up as controversy? That's why.
How is it possible? So what? I'll explain to you, and you tell me if it's controversy.
All right, then we got to fly through this. But
yes, so we have to get keepers in.
Yes. So basically, you got your keepers in late.
Right. And Mike Angelina told us he could enter them, but it turned out that after a certain time, he couldn't enter it anymore.
Couldn't enter your keeper
into the thing.
Okay. So because of that, the guy you kept being auto-drafted.
Kept being not yet. Well, first of all, do you want to talk
Honestly,
about
I think it was more of a Spike issue than
Are you in this league?
The big issue was that Spike auto-drafted. Like, if we want to talk about what's an embarrassment,
that's a fair one.
What's an embarrassment to a fantasy draft, a WIP fantasy draft that one of the people auto-drafted?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, like, if you really want to get a controversy, that's a controversy.
Point. That part was not.
Mike Angelina told me it would be able to be entered when I sent it to him. It wasn't able to be entered. Like, what am I supposed to do?
So if no one auto-drafted, it wouldn't have been an issue.
It would have been an issue because people would have been like, now maybe people might have taken it once and be like, oh, don't take that guy. And
right,
wouldn't anymore.
Right.
But the reason it kept happening was because freaking Spike auto-drafted like a loser.
It's a good counter.
Of course. It's outrageous. Honestly, I said it to Angelina before the draft. I was like, honestly, like, I don't know if he should be allowed in the league if you can't show up at the draft.
So I think auto drafting in certain instances is okay. I do agree in a work league that is a sports thing.
In a work league at WIP, a sports
now,
station.
He was probably driving.
I don't care. It's an embarrassment. Stay here an extra 45 minutes or an hour and draft and then go home. Like,
yeah, well, this is why I don't do fantasy at work.
Embarrassment.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
This is why I've left the fantasy league.
All right, let's get slight over on the Rockies. Don't feel amazed, man. All right, so this is the only one where I was influenced.
Okay.
Just put that out there because I had this. I was on the line. I had no idea which way to go. So the Detroit Tigers over under is 84.5. I think they're going like 84, 85 games. Like I think they're right there. But our guy Drew from Westchester is over the top on the Tigers. And since I respect the hell out of Drew,
going over. I like that.
I'm going over. So this is my Drew from Westchester bet. I'm going
I also
over
like
on the
Drew,
Tigers.
Detroit,
Pretty
double
good.
D.
Yeah. So I'm going over in honor of Drew from Westchester.
All right, I like it.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Houston. Honestly, I don't know what to make of this. This is one where a few of these you look at and you're just like, I don't know, man.
How?
86.5 is the number. They won 88 last year, 90 the year before. They're Houston every year, but they trade away Kyle Tucker, but they made it with him injured most of the year last year. I'm going to go the slightest of overs here. I'm going to take the over. I think organizationally, they'll find a way to win 87, 88.
They still have that guy that hits all the home runs, like
the big Yordan Alvarez. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
wow.
He's awesome.
Well, that's good.
He's still there. Jose Altuve's still there. Like they still got dudes like that.
Yeah, that's
so I'm going to take the over. Don't feel amazing about it, but I'll take the over. I like this next one a fair amount. I like the AL Central again this year. The Royals 83.5. They won 86 last year. I just think they're a good young team. I think they're well built, well put together. They have the best player in baseball in Bobby Witt. Non-Shohei Ohtani division, obviously, is the
cool stadium too.
Cool stadium. They got the fountains in center field. Kauffman. I like that it's a stadium that's not named after a sponsor.
That's cool. It's also right next to the Chiefs.
Now that little do I know, Kauffman's some barbecue place. And it's been called Kauffman Stadium my whole life, so I'm going to assume it's not.
It would be funny.
It would.
Yeah. It's like a lawn.
Oh, you didn't know it's actually the biggest financial firm in the city. So I'm going to take the over on Kansas City. All right, here's another of my favorites. You mentioned them before.
Let's hear it.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of California, of whatever. 72.5 is the number. Stone cold under.
What is
Stone cold under?
Like,
bet against the Angels is super easy. They were at 70. So last year they were at 63. So way under. The year before 73, just slightly over. They're always in the 71, 72, 73 range. But I think they're bad. They won 63 last year. And I think they're just as bad. Like,
sad thing for Mike Trout is like
that he's a loser.
I want to like Mike Trout. He's local. He's like apparently a great player. We'll never know. Never plays in the postseason.
Take aged really well.
It aged great. And all the people that tried to dunk on me when he was like 3 for 4 to start the season.
It really did age well.
Yeah. No, I wish better for him.
I do too. As a baseball fan,
be known as like collecting touchdown balls in the
I agree with you. All right, it's time.
Okay,
go time. The most important part of the podcast, and then I'll plow through the rest.
Yes.
All right. Mike Quick, Seth Jordan, Jody Mack, Mark Zumoff, Rob Ellis, Joe Conklin, and us, Elliot Joe Park, James Seltzer. We are the Bet Parks lineup, reminding you that even if your team doesn't score, there's always another way to win. Our team always another way to win with the Bet Parks app, Casino and Sports app. Because obviously you can bet on sports. We're talking about MLB over-unders right now. You can go right to the app and bet on them.
In that.
Every single one right now. Basketball action, playoffs coming up. Our team won't be playing, but others will. We can bet on that. March Madness next weekend. Came
bet
out
on
even.
Those?
Bet on those games.
Yeah.
I think if I have anything March Madness wise that I really like, I don't. All right, we'll keep rolling. Duke's good.
Yeah.
Houston,
might not
pretty
be
good.
Yeah, Houston good.
They're pretty good. I like BYU as a frisky team. How about that? I'll go BYU. Whoever, I don't even know who they're playing. I'm taking BYU next round.
I like it.
Sight unseen.
I like it.
Yeah,
vibes.
That's pretty good, right? Yeah, that's what the eye test vibes like. But in addition, a casino right in the palm of your hand.
Right there.
You can play blackjack, craps, roulette.
Ba 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 baccarat.
I got it already.
Ba 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 ba
Baran. It's too easy.
So, Justin,
Baran. Can I just tell you that for the first 30-ish years of my life, I thought the song was called Babaran.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's called
Barbara Ann is the name of the song.
That's pretty close.
I know, but I thought it was ba ba ba.
Yeah, me too.
Babaran. Ba 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 ba.
It is an all-time like.
It's great.
So Justin from Richmond, coincidentally enough, was the one that.
No way. That's
it is a great song.
It's a great song.
Like,
it's perfect for the Baccarat.
It's very easy.
It's too easy, but it's like that's like honestly, if we had to,
it had to be done.
If we were like, all right, we're done with the bit, we're just doing this moving forward. Just pick a song. That would be the song you do forever. Ba 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 Baccarat.
It'd be
it's so good.
If we went to the Baccarat table or at Parks and did the little baccarat around all these people like gambling, and they're all
Let's put
wearing.
it this way: we'd be a lot better doing the bit than we would be playing baccarat.
Oh, for sure.
I don't even know how to play baccarat.
Me either, but it's just so funny to picture all these serious people at the table, and I'm just like, baccarat. They're like, get out of here.
Amazing.
Yeah. You have to listen back to
I almost didn't finish the read.
Yeah.
All right. So in addition to all that, you can also play all kinds of online slot games like Squid Game, Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders, Ted, based on your favorite streaming shows and movies and more. Here's a great deal for your new users. You can download the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app and get up to $1,000, just $1,000 in casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Casino bonus must be wagered. See betparks.com for the details. You must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, or Ohio. Michigan or Maryland. Gambling problem.
All right.
Okay, let's keep rolling. Miami. Oh, by the way, the Dodgers are not on the BetParks app. I don't know why. But I looked again this morning.
Something happen?
So it might be that they're 2-0 and they're taking the thing off.
Oh, yeah.
But the weird thing is the Cubs are on here, and maybe it's because they're 0-2. So the over/under, I don't know.
It is weird.
But it's
Is
weird.
Someone hurt?
I don't know. But the Dodgers are off the board. Here's what I'll say if they get put back on the board today or tomorrow. I don't care what the number is. Take the over. It could be 108, and I'll take the over.
Yeah.
And it won't be. I mean, the highest number on here, I think, is 92.5, actually. So
do teams ever get like 100?
Yeah, the Dodgers have. But I don't care what 100 it is. Like, I think the Dodgers won 110 games this year. I think the Dodgers are going to freaking roll.
It is a shame they're in the NL, too.
Of course it is. They're the Goliath.
Buzzkill.
So if it comes back on the board before tomorrow, pounce on it. Like, I love the over. All right, keep it rolling. Miami, under 62.5. They won 62 last year. They've already had big injuries start the season. They didn't do anything to make the team better.
Kind of a loser organization.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet they've won 2 World Series.
They have a dome.
Since we won 1. So, all right. And then they've won 2 while we won 1.
I was going to say
since 2000, they have 2. We have 1.
Yeah,
I was about to say
since 2008.
What I was trying to say is since they've come into baseball, they've won 2 because it was 93 or whatever.
Yes.
They've won 2. We've won 1 in the time the Marlins existed.
There we go.
So they are a loser organization, but also, a couple good years.
Yeah.
I'll take the under there. I feel pretty good about it. This is one of my favorite ones on the board. Milwaukee over 84.5. I don't get it. So 7 straight years they've been over 84.
Yeah.
7 straight, and obviously 2020 they didn't play enough games. 7 straight years outside 2020 they've been over.
And
like,
they
what are we doing here?
Reese Hoskins.
Yeah, they got Reese. I just think organizationally that division's weird. They've owned it. Craig Counsell, great manager. Like I love the Brewers over here. Love it. All right. Cool. Jackson Chourio, you big Jackson Chourio guy? Next great star.
I think he's overrated.
Do you have any idea?
No, of course not.
Yeah. He's going to be really good. I think Jackson Chourio's legit.
Yeah.
All right. Minnesota, 83.5 is the number. This is one that I kind of fluctuated on. So
Twins.
I just feel weird going with 4 teams in the yes, they are. They're the Twins. Is that what you're contributing to this? That's good. I feel weird taking 4 overs in the same division because I was originally going to go under in Detroit and then I flipped them over. But I'm going to do it. I think these 4 teams are all kind of similar. I think they're all like in the 86 to 92 range or whatever. I'll take the over 83.5. I think their pitching's really good. Like they got dudes. They got Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez and Bailey
Life's
Ober.
too short to take the under.
Yeah, and they got a great bullpen too. They got Duran, they got Griffin Jacks, they got dudes there. So I know you're a big Griffin Jacks guy.
I always have him.
Yeah, I know you have.
I've always been a big Andrew Painter guy, by the way. I was early on him. I'm just putting that out there. When he's good,
you were the one who knew he was going to be good.
I was the one. Yeah, I almost bought his shirt.
I'm happy you got that out there. Now that everyone knows. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's get to a fun one here. The New York Mets.
So the Braves were 92.
Braves were 92. The Phillies, Phillies and Mets are the same.
91, 90.
90.5 on the bet part. Now the Phillies fluctuate. They went up to 91.5. So I don't know. As of more 90.5, it's been both. But I'll go with the Mets because that's where we're at. Under.
I think so too. Yeah,
Mets,
I think so too.
Has anyone paid attention to what's happening with their pitching staff? Clay Holmes is their opening day starter. Do you know who Clay Holmes was? He was a reliever last year.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes. And he's a reliever, not just last year. His whole career
and he's
since
like
he came up in the majors.
Are they doing like a bull? Well, he went to a bullpen game to start.
He's their starter. He's flipping to be a starter, I guess. Like,
wow.
They have so many injuries. Like all their good pitchers are hurt right now. They're entering the season kind
They
of
also
limping.
seem like a team that won't handle expectations.
And also,
well.
it's like everyone's like, oh my god, the Mets they just signed Juan Soto. Like they didn't really do much else besides that.
Juan Soto's good.
Juan Soto's awesome.
Yeah,
not taken away. But look, I mean, even last year when they made the playoffs, the Mets won 89 games. They were under it.
Now they were
75 the year
much
before.
better the second half.
They were. And if that carries over, look, the Mets could totally. This is the one I'm not betting on.
I just think
I'm not putting my own money on this, but I'm going to take the other.
I think it's smart to bet against the Mets being like meeting expectations.
In all honesty, I probably have too many overs. Like I'm a positive guy. I lean towards
the way to do it.
But unders are probably smart in certain cases. All right, let's keep it rolling. Back to backers. How about that? The New York Yankees, 89.5. Under.
I wonder how many times the Mets have had a bigger over under than the Yankees.
Probably not that often.
Times.
Yeah. So the Yankees only won 89 games last year. They were under this. They went to the World Series. I know. They were under. They're in a really tough division again. Yeah. Those teams are good. I think Boston again is good. Baltimore. And then they lost Juan Soto and didn't really add. They added Max Fried. Now that's a big add, and that hurts the Braves. So you got to factor that into
with the getting surgery. Garrett Cole, right?
Garrett Cole's done.
Yeah.
For the year.
That's what I'm saying.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's their best player.
I wonder if their number dropped after that.
I probably did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go under here. I think they're like in the 86, 87 range. Phillies, 90.5 or 91.5. I don't care what the number's at.
Over.
I think they're like a 93-ish win team.
I
That's
agree.
what I predict. Yeah. And that pitching staff should just carry them through the season.
Quickly, how concerned from if their bullpen last year was, let's say, just would I give whatever
a 9 out of 10.
What would you give it now?
Like a 6.5 or a 7.
Okay. So a sizable drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it look, if Romano's awesome, if Alvarado is what he's been in spring training, which by the way, I mean Alvarado's spring training has been insane.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. He's got 20 strikeouts in 9 innings. 20 strikeouts.
I mean, I believe in spring training.
That's more than 2 strikeouts an inning.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Kerkering.
I love Kerkering.
Yeah.
I think and Strom, if he's healthy, he's going to start the year. I think they have a great top 4. It's just after that, I got a lot of questions. I don't think Tanner Biggs has it. I think Carlos Hernandez was a nice signing from the Royals, but we'll see.
It's always blown my mind how big of a deal fingernail injuries are for pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
I get it and I understand it, but
blisters.
Every time you read it, Strom was packing his kids' toys and that's just crazy to me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Pittsburgh, 76.5. I'm going to take the over here. Paul Skeens, there's some excitement there. You've heard of Paul Skeens, which tells you something.
I heard a lot about his rookie card.
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Apparently his rookie card's worth more than his house.
Million. Yeah, more than his salary.
Yeah.
They've won 76 games each of the last 2 years, so they are right on the nose with this number. I'll go over. I think they get a little better this year. I don't think they're a playoff team, but I think they're a 78, 79 win team.
Great ballpark.
The best.
Just the
Thank
best
you.
Ballpark.
Yes, you're right.
I can't
I know you're being facetious, but I'm going to take it seriously because it's true. What a beautiful place.
Can't wait to watch them.
What a beautiful place to hang out and watch a ball game.
They have.
A ball game.
Yeah.
That's a ball game when you watch it there,
Well, except for the fact the team blows.
They do. And have for a long time. Their owner's a loser. All right. Padres. Gotta move here.
Yeah, go.
Padres 86.5. I'll go over. They won 93 last year. I think they're a really good team. Feel pretty good about that one. That would be one of my higher ones on the list. I think NL West and AL Central could have a fair amount of overs in those divisions. Speaking of the opposite, though, the Giants, 79.5. Love the under here.
That's a great ballpark.
Yeah, that's a nice ballpark.
That's a legit great ballpark.
You've never been to PNC. You are not allowed to.
Legit great.
This is like the Wicked thing, where it's like, I'm gonna rip it, and then I'm gonna watch it, be like, I love it. You're gonna go to PNC Park and be like, oh, this place is amazing. My bad.
Sure, it's a nice park.
Yeah, so you go there, and then we'll talk.
Maybe
I will not take anything you say about it seriously until you go there.
That's fine.
So you could say it, but I'll mock you.
It's fine.
Mercilessly.
You got to play big games.
Got to go there. Got to go there to. Yeah. All right. The Giants under. I love the under here. I think it's a really tough division. 79.5. They didn't really do much. The Korean guy they signed was their big sign in the offseason. Hurt already. We'll see. I don't know how bad it is, but I don't feel great about the Giants. I'll take the under. Mariners, 86.5 over. Best pitching staff in baseball. Them, the Dodgers, and the Phillies, probably the 3 best. Maybe a cut above everyone else. They won 85 last year, 88 the year before, so they've been right around that number. I'm going to go over.
Right.
I wouldn't bet my money on it, but I'm going to go over. This is another one of my favorites, and I know they went over last year, but the Cardinals at 76.5. I just think they're going to go under, and They won 83 last year.
I feel like they were great.
They were. And then last year they had this kind of run out of nowhere to be an 83 win team. Like, I just think they're going to go back to the 71 win team they were 2 years ago. Not in on the Cardinals. Right. Mostly vibes and eye test.
Good to know.
I'm going to go over on the Rays. They won 80 last year, 99 the year before, 80.5 this year. Soft over, organizational over. I think they're like an 82 or 83 win team. They really kind of stripped it bare. They don't have a lot of dudes like they used to, but I think they're good enough to get over 81 to be a 500 baseball team or better. Rangers 86.5, stone cold under. I know they won the World Series a couple years ago, won 78 games last year. Yeah, and I just don't love what they've done to remake the roster, so I'll go under there. I feel pretty good about it. Toronto 79.5. Which way do you think you're gonna
go? I'm gonna think you're gonna go under.
I am gonna go under.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You read me like a freaking
they got
book right
Vlad
there.
Jr., right?
They do have Vlad Jr.
Think they'll trade him?
Probably.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they'll be bad enough to trade him, and he's going to be free agent.
Hope the Phillies get him.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have really tried. Like that, it feels like they're in on every big free agent, but they just
it's got to be depressing.
It sucks so much.
Yeah, like
especially after the Shohei Ohtani thing.
Take my money.
Yeah,
like,
especially
no
after
will...
the Shohei Ohtani thing. Remember that where John Murphy for Shohei's heading to Toronto. It's gonna happen. And they got
good call by Shohei.
So I'll take the under. They only won 74 last year. They're in a really tough division. If we're going overs with the rest of the, or no, I mean, I'm guessing overs with the Red Sox. I'll take the under there. Last one, Washington 71.5.
Opening day opponent.
I'll take the under there as well. They won 71 each of the last 2 days, 2 years. So they would be under each last years. They got some young guys stepping up, but I just don't think they're ready.
It's so
I think they're gonna be under 71, but I don't feel amazing.
It's crazy to think the Phillies have been objectively better than Washington since Bryce left, but they won the World Series the year after he left. Like that's gotta kill Bryce.
Oh my god, you kidding me? It's worse for Bryce.
That would hurt.
Oh, it's gonna be crushing.
What do you think would be worse? Being Bryce and watching your old team win the World Series, or being Carson and watch your current team win it when you're clearly not convinced?
I think it's Bryce. I get it.
I kind of think it's Bryce too.
Like at least Carson played a role in winning a championship.
Right. Like he got a ring.
He might not got to play in the game, but like he's like, we you can say, we won the championship partially because of me.
The only tough thing is you got it's
Bryce Harper, it's like I left and they won.
It's so in your face though. Bryce can at least try to ignore it.
Yeah, but I get it, but like it's all his friends and all that. Like, no way.
Okay.
But I get it. Look, I wouldn't want
both are tough.
And there we go. So my favorite one is the Cleveland over. I love the Cleveland over. The LA Angels under, love that one too. It's one of my favorites. And the Milwaukee over, and then the two. So if I had to pick my top 5, I would go Cleveland over 1. I would go Milwaukee over 2, and then I would go Angels, Cubs, and White Sox unders as my next 3.
All right. Well, I was going to ask you for your official Phillies prediction, but I feel like
93 wins.
Well, I just mean like, are they going to win the World Series?
Yeah. Like, well, I don't really have anywhere to go. Jack already said they're winning the World Series, so like.
I just think picking
I don't even
need
to really make a prediction.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'll losing the NLCS.
Yeah, I think that's the correct prediction. Like you might be wrong, but that's the correct prediction.
The most likely outcome. All right,
I got an impromptu final thought. I just thought.
Okay, good.
I'm not even gonna bring my phone out.
Yeah, we got to go quick.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
I won't even.
Okay, so like obviously you know a lot of songs, you know a lot of lyrics, and like even if you know the lyrics, occasionally you'll like be singing it and you mess up, right? Do you think the alphabet song is the song the fewest amount of people mess up when singing it? Like, when's the last time you said the alphabet and you were like, oh man, I said N before M?
Well, does it count when people say LMNOP like quickly as a letter, essentially?
No, that's not a mistake. Okay. Because they're still in the correct order.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, happy birthday.
Happy birthday is a good one.
I doubt people screw up happy birthday.
Although the name being in there.
That's true. You could screw up, not know the name.
Yeah, I'd be like,
So yeah, I think once you know your ABCs, I don't think
you ever mess them up again.
I agree.
Right? Like who goes like ACD? No, my bad. ABC. Yeah.
No, kids.
No, they don't count though because they're learning it.
I think it's a great call by you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was thinking because the alphabetical order you did the list in.
No, I think that was really good.
Thanks. And I saved all my ones in my notepad.
Yeah. So I'll just go with a, you know what phrase I love that I don't use enough that I'm going to start using more? Buckle up.
It's a good one.
I love like telling people, hey man, buckle up. I got something to tell you.
It's
great.
And also when you're using it, it's like, what is about to happen?
Exactly. It's like the whole, like, you might want to sit down for this.
Yeah, like something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like it might not be super thrilling.
Giddy up, buckle up. Like that kind of, I'm starting to get in my.
I'm in.
Okay.
Good one.
We'll talk to you next week.
Well,
Saturday.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back.
It's sad. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Like, I have a wedding. Like,
Big wedding
it's
guy.
unfortunate that the Phillies
Wedding
happened.
guy.
I know. It's that. But and also I'm going to. I would have been there, but I feel bad.
Go Birds Radio is back. Devin Caney will join me. So call in. We want to talk to our real
sideline report.
Then undefeated.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the next week, Elliot will be back.
Then we're back like first.
Yeah. First round.
Honestly,
well, I have a couple weddings.
And
so we both. Yeah. But either way, we'll be there.
Yeah.
All right. So until then, he's done.